Look, today we aren't diving into some billionaire's perfectly polished success story. And we're definitely not looking at one of those 10-step guides to instant wealth. You know the ones. Instead, in this explainer, we are deconstructing something way more raw and honestly, far more relatable. We are unpacking a gritty, authentic, anti-hero manifesto all about failure. It's a whole philosophy built by our creator who goes by Unknown000. And let me tell you, his approach completely flips the script on exactly how we're told to view our own struggles. I am Unknown000. Now, that is a seriously striking introduction, right? In a digital world where literally everyone is desperately trying to be a somebody, an expert, a guru, an influencer, this guy just instantly drops our guard by claiming absolute anonymity. He isn't pretending to have all the answers, and he is certainly not faking any kind of authority. Just zero. He embraces this absolute number completely and totally unapologetically. And why? Well, because he freely admits that up to this point, he just hasn't done anything to be known. There is absolutely zero pretense here. He's starting from the absolute rock bottom of the mountain, and he wants us to know exactly where he stands before taking even a single step forward. Let's be real. His current reality is pretty harsh. He's got no big achievements, no proud moments to fall back on or boast about to the camera. And his professional status right now? Unemployed. So this isn't one of those glossy before pictures that magically cuts to a millionaire lifestyle in a flashy sports car. No way. This is his present, totally unvarnished state. It's a highly relatable reality of just feeling stuck, and it really shows exactly why he needs a massive mindset shift. Which brings us to our first main concept, the game of arrows and statistics, and the sheer chaos of trying everything. Because honestly, what do you even do when you have zero achievements and zero momentum? Well, for Unknown000, it translated into this chaotic, almost desperate drive to just try every possible thing. He threw himself right into the arena, firing off attempts in all sorts of directions. He shot so many arrows across so many different fields that, mathematically speaking, the statistical probability of at least one hitting the bullseye should have been incredibly high. I mean, if you try enough things, something has to work out eventually, right? Yet the actual number of arrows that landed perfectly on target for him, exactly zero. But the reality of his failure actually goes a lot deeper than just missing the target. He bluntly admits that he actively caught flying arrows and threw them at himself. Just think about the weight of that statement for a second. It's such a vivid, striking metaphor for self-sabotage, isn't it? He didn't just have a run of bad luck. He actively manufactured his own trouble and brought all those setbacks directly onto himself. And that right there leads to his very own definition of being unknown. It's a state resulting directly from continuous misfires and those brutal, self-inflicted setbacks we just talked about. He is completely owning his narrative here. He's not playing the victim, he's admitting he is the architect of his current situation. And the beauty of that is, if he built this mess, he can also be the architect of his way out. So how does he get out? That brings us to the next phase, the journey from unknown to known through a truly authentic process. To actually make that journey from unknown to known, he absolutely refuses to play by the traditional internet rules. On one hand, we've got what completely dominates our digital landscape today, right? The fake motivation, the endless showing off. It's this highly curated, often super toxic positivity that honestly just makes everyone else feel inadequate. But his radical philosophy, it relies entirely on the exact opposite. We're talking raw trials, failures, and experiments. No filters, no rented sports cars, no pretending to be a huge success before you actually are. Just the raw, gritty, unpolished reality of trying to make something of yourself. This authentic path maps out a surprisingly logical progression when you break it down. Step 1, trials. You literally just have to start by actually trying things. Step 2, failures. And notice it's not if they happen, but when they happen, accepting them as the absolute baseline. Step 3, experiments. That means learning from those failures and actively tweaking your approach. And then finally, step 4, small victories. Notice how he isn't promising massive wealth or overnight fame here. He's aiming for occasional, hard-earned, small wins. It is such a grounded, realistic approach to personal growth. Which leaves us with one really critical question to wrap up this explainer. Will these experiments actually make him known? Will this complete rejection of fake motivation and his public celebration of failure actually be enough to make him stand out? It really forces us to ask ourselves if unvarnished authenticity is truly enough to forge a totally new path. So think about that for a moment. And as you go about your day, consider how you might apply just a little bit of this anti-hero's radical honesty to your very own trials and failures.